Hello, wonderful souls. Welcome back to another session with Life Coach Annie, where we dive into topics that matter. Today, we're exploring the topic of cognitive dissonance and how it can manifest, especially when coming out later in life as a lesbian. Cognitive dissonance, simply put, is the discomfort that we feel when holding on to two conflicting beliefs. Coming out later in life can trigger this dissonance as societal pressures, expectations, personal identity, and self-perception collide. You might be wondering, what are some signs of cognitive dissonance? Hang in here, let's go. Number one is internal conflict. Feeling torn between societal expectations and your authentic self. I talked a lot on TikTok about this domestication process that we go through growing up when we're taught what's good and bad, right and wrong from just another human, just like us, who is also told from their parents and their church leaders and whoever it was that was in their life at this very transformative time in their life. A second sign of cognitive dissonance is emotional turmoil. So experiencing anxiety, guilt, or shame about your evolving identity. And a third sign of cognitive dissonance is self-reflection. That's when you start questioning past decisions and actions in light of this newfound understanding, this awakening. So before we move on to navigating this cognitive dissonance, let's dive into some examples to make sure it's really clear what this can look and sound like. One is societal expectations on one side and authentic identity on the other, having two very different beliefs on that. So the conflict is holding traditional societal expectations about femininity and heteronormativity while acknowledging and embracing a non-heteronormative identity. An example would be feeling pressure to conform to societal norms of heterosexual relationships while realizing and accepting one's authentic identity as a non-heterosexual woman. Do we see how those two can conflict and cause a lot of inner turmoil? Another example of cognitive dissonance is family expectations on one side and personal truth on the other. Comment if you have experienced this, if this has caused a lot of fear in your brain or even chaos in real life. So the conflict here is balancing family expectations, possibly rooted in cultural or religious beliefs, with the need to live authentically. So an example is navigating the fear of disappointing or challenging family expectations by embracing one's sexual orientation. Another example is internalized homophobia, and on the other side, self-acceptance. We can see how those two would conflict. The conflict, internalizing societal stigmas around non-heteronormative identities, while at the same time striving for self-acceptance and love. The example, experiencing shame or self-doubt due to societal prejudices against LGBTQ+ identities, while working towards self-love and acceptance. Are we starting to see a pattern of, oh, I have this belief that maybe was handed down to me, and I have this striving to live authentically and to love myself and others. And maybe you're not LGBTQIA and you're just, I'm sure you understood everything we went through, but let me give you just a few examples of just normal, everyday cognitive dissonance that we can experience as women. So whether it's your grandma also, right, if you're needing to use an example, a parent, your old teacher, these are common ones that many of us have experienced. Gender roles, And career ambitions. Notice how these two can conflict. My fiance and I just finished watching Lessons in Chemistry. It was amazing. Check it out. It's on Apple. And I believe it was set in the 50s. So yes, so much cognitive dissonance, especially with this right here. So the conflict is holding traditional gender role expectations while aspiring to pursue a career that goes against those norms. Another one is body image, along with self-worth. So the conflict is internalizing societal beauty standards while recognizing the importance of self-love and acceptance. The example is feeling pressured to conform to unrealistic beauty ideals while simultaneously promoting body positivity and self-acceptance. So the question then is, how do we navigate this cognitive dissonance that's disrupting and creating this inner turmoil in our life? One, and you've heard me say this many times before, is self-compassion. Be gentle with yourself and understand that personal growth usually and often comes with that discomfort. Number two is seek support, whether it's an online community or local friends that understand your journey and love and accept you. Do that. Do that. Surround yourself with, because as you can tell, it gets a little confusing up in our head when we have some old beliefs that we haven't released yet that are holding us back in this way. Sometimes we need an outside perspective, or you can sign up for a consultation call with me if you need help in understanding, deciphering, and moving forward with these beliefs and chosen beliefs going forward. Learn more about your own identity, the LGBTQ+ community, and the experience of others who have come out later in life. I have my book, Later in Life Lesbian, on Amazon because I know how desperate I was to hear the stories of others back when I was coming out. So I wanted to make sure that there was plenty. And of course, now there are many more. So definitely read some books, right? Do things, even if you're not ready to move forward in a big way, you can still develop this love and compassion for yourself and others along the coming out journey. So today we're going to end a little bit differently, and this is going to be a guided reflection exercise. So close your eyes and take a deep breath. Reflect on any conflicting thoughts or emotions you may be experiencing. Picture those conflicting beliefs as two puzzle pieces that need to find a way to coexist. As you breathe in, envision self-acceptance and authenticity filling one puzzle piece. On the exhale, release any societal expectations or self-imposed judgments from the other piece. Allow these pieces to come together, creating a harmonious picture of your true self. So I want you to remember that cognitive dissonance is a natural part of our personal growth. Embracing your authentic self might feel challenging at times, but I want you to know it is so worth it. And if you relate or resonate with any of these experiences I've shared today, know that you are not alone. Thank you for joining me today. And if you have any questions or would you like to share your thoughts on the topic, go ahead and comment below. We would love to hear from you. I would love to be able to respond back and answer your thoughts and questions. And of course, if you are in need of a life coach, sign up for a one-on-one consultation call at anniemhenderson.com. Check out the rest of these videos if you're new here. And if you're new, tell me, say hello, that this might be your first time watching. I hope this was helpful. And until next time, embrace your truth and take care of yourself.